What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Riley's World. This is your boy, Riley. Y'all know it go, man. Y'all know it go. Y'all know it go. We here. This wasn't supposed to be a live, you know. This wasn't supposed to be a live. But I'm just here and I'm saying, you know what? Why not? Why not? It was just supposed to be a regular video that I haven't done in a long time. I haven't done a regular video in a long time. You know, so I said I was going to do a regular video tonight. And just like that, I just changed it. And it's now alive. I guess I just like talking to my people, right? Yeah, that's probably the word thing. I just like talking to my people. World Cup is coming up. World Cup is coming up. So we got to get the live up and running again because you know what I mean? When you know, you know. You got to get the live up and running again because we're here and we're going to do it. You know what I mean? We're going to be previewing, watch along, and all of these goodies with a lot of these World Cup games, especially the ones that involve Arsenal Football Club players. You know, we're Arsenal first. You know what I mean? We're Arsenal first. So we're going to be watching our players quite intensely. You know what I mean? Praying and hoping that they come through this fit while still enjoying themselves. We're also going to be doing recruiting. You know, Arsenal, we have to do some recruitment along the way. You know what I mean? We know the positions that we need to fill. We're going to try to see if we can do some recruitment. You know, fans recruitment. Because in our head, we know what the club wants, and you know what I mean, pretty much is what we want. You know what I mean? So we're going to do our own recruitment and what we feel like would be best suited for the positions that we feel need to be filled, right? So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Everybody know World Cup is World Cup. World Cup is always fun, people. You get me? The World Cup is where stars are born. You know what I mean? New talents are always emerging from World Cups. Any given time World Cup is played. So we are going to be here along the journey, having fun with it and enjoying our damn self. Y'all know with it. Riley's World, right? Big up Toxic in the building. Big up the damn self, Toxic. How you feeling? How you feeling? The World Cup kick off on Thursday. We're going to be taking that game. The first watch along. That's the first watch along for us with the World Cup campaign. You know what I mean? And hopefully that kickstart to an awesome World Cup season. In spite of all the negative that surround it. You know what I mean? In spite of all of the negative that surround this World Cup right now, hopefully we just have a prosperous World Cup. You know what I mean? And everybody just enjoy it. The best team win. You know, and everybody come out and scheme and get ready for the following season. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. We have some topics that we want to talk about today. We have some topics that we talked about already that we're going to go over again, and some that we have never talked about that we're going to do. It's not going to be a long one. You know what I mean? It's just going to be short and try to make it spicy. You know what I mean? Yeah. We haven't given our opinion on the Arsenal head doctor situation. You know what I mean? Head doctor Safar Lakbal. Did I pronounce that right? I think I did. Safar Lakbal. Right? Over the years, Arsenal have been suffering from immense injury. You know what I mean? Our players have been plagued with injuries left, right, center. I mean, y'all know. If y'all know, y'all know. Our players have been devastated with injury over the years. And it has cost us immensely. You know what I mean? It has cost us immensely. And we just seem to can't find a solution to the problem that's occurring. The same players are on the treatment table over and over and over again. You know what I mean? And it just seems like they can't get off when they get on. Get me? And we should be blamed. Somebody has to take responsibility for that kind of situation. As a matter of fact, there's somebody that is responsible for making sure or putting measurements in place or whatever it is that they need to do that these players stay fit. It's not just a typical doctor job for me to say, okay, I'm the doctor when you're feeling some pain and giving some painkillers and situation like that. It's a doctor situation that you make recommendations, you come up with solutions. You know what I mean? You fix the problem. Pretty much. That's what you've been paid for. You've been paid to make sure the problem does not exist. Just like Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta has been paid to bring in trophies. He brought in his first one. If Mikel Arteta didn't bring in a trophy this season, his job would have been in questioning as well. You know what I mean? Because he's now 6 years in the job and stuff like that. So back to the doctor. Blackball, something like so. When you have a situation where your players and your best players keep on getting injured over and over, we look at the situation with Ben White. Where did it all go wrong? How did Ben White get to where he is? You know what I mean? Wasn't there no proper guidance? Wasn't there no what was being said? You know what I mean? What was the role of the doctor in Ben White's situation? What was the short-term and long-term plan in what was going on with Ben White? He did every action is a reaction, and that is well known, right? What was the doctor's advice in all of this? In making sure that Benjamin White best was best handled. You understand what I'm saying? Saka is another one. Keep constantly in. Saka hasn't have a good season for the past 2 seasons because of plaguing injuries. William Saliba with this constant back problem. Timber is a story that we're going to talk about itself. So let's push Timber aside for right now. You know what I mean? All these occurring situations right now. It's been rough for Arsenal players. It's been really, really rough. And the fact that we have someone in place that is supposed to be taking care of these situations, that is supposed to be handling these situations to make our players safe, you know what I mean, to give the coaches comfort. And yet still, here we are. Every single season, most of our players are on the treatment table. Most of our players. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And somebody has to be accountable. Somebody has to be accountable. Account for that mess. Because that's what it is. It's a mess. It is a mess. We can't keep on vying at competitions every single year. We have so much competition that we need to play. We have so much. Arsenal, I think, play the most football this season. We have so much football games that we need to play. It's a constant thing where we are keep on playing games. So we need somebody that can put measurements in place to make sure that these players that we have stay fit. It's not just a typical doctor situation where is it that we're going to say, okay, guess what? Painkillers, this and that. It's recommendations. You know what I mean? It's a way of life. It's do this that way. It's implementation of systems that are going to work, that they need to follow to keep themselves fit and available for a full season. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, if you're going to look at the situation, Mark, I see you. I see you there, Mark. Big up yourself, man. Appreciate you for joining. I see you over there. We're going to talk in a second, man. You know we go, right? It's a situation where if you hire a cook to do a job and every single time the cook your food don't taste good, that cook have to go. You know what I'm saying? That cook have to go. It's the same situation with the doc. Dr. Zafar has been failing miserably. Arsenal players Arsenal players live on the injury bed more than they are on the field. And they're being paid to be on the field. What is the situation? There's no solution. Something has to give. And well, fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you guys might take it, he was sacked. And let's talk a little bit about the sacking. Because Arsenal is not a sacking club. Arsenal is not a club that just goes around and sack people. Very rare. You know what I mean? Somebody gets fired literally from Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Very, very rare. You know? And the fact that this person was sacked, that means it's something that the club has looked into and they've been displeased with the entire situation of what has been going on and is going on with these players on the injury list so very often. It can't look good. We had our fair share, more than our fair share. It does not look good and it does not fit within what we're trying to accomplish. We can't be having half of the squad injured when we're trying to compete in 4 different competitions. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So the doctor was fired. The doctor was fired, and I don't know if they find a replacement yet, but that's a step in a direction to figure out what needs to be done and how they can go about making sure that we don't have another season like the seasons that we had before that has been plagued with injuries, right? And hopefully it's the right decision. It's never nice. It's never something to brag about when somebody loses their job. You know what I mean? People have more to feel and stuff like that, you know? But if you're going to be hired in a position, such an important, vital position as well, you got to make sure that you protect you. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that you protect you. You, and you. So in order for you to protect you, you have to do what is right for the job so that you can protect yourself and protect your bread and butter. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he was. I'm not saying that he was. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what was going on behind the scene with this Doc situation. You know what I mean? Who knows? It could be a situation where Doc said, hey, guess what? Saka should not play. And Mikel Arteta said, hey, guess what? I need him. He has to play. You know what I mean? Or could it be a situation where Doc is a yes man? You know what I mean? And Mikel Arteta said, yo, is Saka ready to play? I need him. Say, yeah, man. Yeah, you can use him. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, hey, look here. No. If you use Saka today, you're going to lose him for the next 4 games. Or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? I'm not pinpointing Saka, I'm just saying. So it's a situation where, is it a situation where he was bullied into saying, okay, guess what? Or is it a situation where he's just a person that is just a yes person that is incompetent pretty much? Either way. You know what I mean? You need strength to be in the position that you're in. You know what I mean? You need to be able to put down your foot and say, look here, he can't play. He's not fit. You know what I mean? He needs 3-week rest time and he has to get his 3 full week in order to recover. Not in a week and a half, you said, okay, he can play in a couple more days. And in 3 weeks, it's 3 weeks. And as the doctor, you should be able to stamp your foot down your authority. That's your domain. You know what I mean? You should be able to say, hey, guess what? Yes, he's ready. No, he's not ready. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about this type situation. But Dr. Safar Lakbal, thank you for your service. You know what I mean? And we wish you all the best in your endeavors. You know what I mean? Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Once I'm gonna, always I'm gonna. So we know you still support and you still love, you still have to show love and all of that, because once you become a part of the family, you know what I mean, even if you're not around the dinner table anymore, you know what I mean, you're still in the crowd that eat. So yeah, big up yourself, man. Thanks for everything that you've done for us, you know what I mean, and good luck. Good luck. Who is the next that coming in? I don't know. But hopefully the next one that's coming in is someone that's going to make a lot of sense, a lot more sense, I should say, because as I said, we need to be competent. We need to make sure that our players are being protected very, very well. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully, it's somebody that comes on and just brings us to another level. You know what I mean? In terms of our fitness, you know what I mean? The right things to do, the right things to eat, the proper exercise to exercise those muscles that been stretching and pulling so much. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Stuff like that. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. This topic is kind of touching to me because as an Arsenal fan, you want the best for your club. As a footballer, as a para footballer, you also want the best for football. Timber has been injured for a while. And with Timber being injured, we sit here knowing that we have a Champions League final to attend. And with that Champions League final, we were praying to the football gods. You know what I mean? Please, man, give us 45 minutes worth of Drew and Timber, and we'll be grateful. You know what I mean? And we did get it. We did get it. Drew and Timber playing in that Champions League final was not only just for us fans, it was also for him. It was not only just for the club, it was also for him. Because he got a chance to show his Netherlands coach that he's getting there and he can be included in the Dutch squad, which he was. He was included. But on further assessment and all of that, he was further excluded from the team. Reason stating that he's not fully fit, he's not recovered properly from the groin injury that he's been facing. Go straight back to the doc and this situation. You know what I mean? Couldn't put his foot down and say, yo, Timber can't play the Champions League final, no matter how bad he wanted, because guess what? What if he had aggravated something again and put himself in that position where now he's going to miss the entire season? You know what I mean? Every action, there's consequences. You know what I mean? And Timber has been left out of the Dutch World Cup squad. Can you imagine how that must feel to a Jordan Timber? For y'all who don't know, Jordan Timber has a twin. His twin brother. And his twin brother is going to be playing in the World Cup. Do you know how much days, nights, these two boys probably sit and talk about a day like this? This very same day, when they make it on their national team and make it to the World Cup, playing it together. Can you imagine how much laugh they laugh about how much they're going to confuse the players because of how much they look alike? People are going to wonder who's marking Jordan Timber, who's marking, well, his brother name slipped me, the other brother. You know what I mean? Which one is this one? You know what I mean? They don't know. I can imagine how much laughter they probably put into that, looking forward to that situation. But it's not going to be for this year. It's not going to be for this World Cup. Sadly. As an Arsenal fan, I don't know how to feel about it, because I can say to myself as an Arsenal fan, say, hey, guess what? I'm happy that he's out. You know what I mean? Now we get to focus and relax and just think about Arsenal. But as a football fan, I'm gutted that he's out, because the likes of Timber, you want to see in a World Cup, to show the world who he is and make a statement and make the world know that, hey, I'm a Dutch footballer and I also play for Arsenal. You know what I mean? It's a representation of, you know what I mean, club and country when you're out there on display and yourself. Unfortunately, Timber is not getting to show what he's about. Unfortunately. He was gutted, you know what I mean? And he was speaking. Joel Timber speak, and this is what he has to say. On his Instagram, he wrote, "Heartbroken to miss the World Cup. Representing my country on the biggest stage is something I've always dreamed of, and it's difficult to accept that injury has taken that opportunity away from me. But trust me, I can't say I understand it, you know what I mean? And I can't even say I feel your pain because I may think I understand, but I don't. And I definitely can't feel that pain because I've never played football to that level. You know what I mean? I can probably only feel some of the joy that as a fan, you know what I mean? But trust me, I do know what you're saying. It's a while this isn't the path I had hoped for. I trust that God has a plan greater than the one I can see right now. That's pain, man. That's pain. It's like I'm reading this and I can feel the pain. You know what I mean? And in everything that he's doing, he's still trusting, still having faith. You know what I mean? In God, which is the only thing that you can do. You know what I mean? The creator is the creator. And only him can make wrongs right. You know what I mean? Only him can turn sadness into joy everlasting. You get me? So during having faith in the Almighty One is awesome, man. You know what I mean? Awesome. Is as I said, while this isn't the path I had hoped for, I trust that God has planned greater than the one I can see right now. Wish the boys all the best. Make the nation proud. Stigma. You know what I mean? Even in his defeat, even in his defeat, he still shouted victory. You know what I mean? And who knows, man? There might be a path for you. There might be something that is there for you to gain from all of this. You know what I mean? You might have a emergency call up and you might get back into the team at some point, somehow, whatever it is. Just keep on holding the faith team, but keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? Just keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? You've been through a lot this season, and I think you're only going to get stronger, man. You're only going to get stronger. This was never going to be your last World Cup. Was never going to be your last World Cup. So if you don't get to play in this one at all, just stay focused. Stay focused on the 2030. Stay focused. You know what I mean? You will play. You will play. You and your brother, y'all will get to play. You know what I mean? And confuse the enemies. You know what I mean? As twins running around and just making, you know what I mean, good of what you guys are doing. Big up Jordy. I see Jordy enter in the chat. Big up yourself, Jordy. How is it going, man? How is it going? We're going to talk about the big topics of the day now. Let's talk about transfer, people. Transfer. And I didn't even have this one on my notes. But let's talk about the Julian Alvarez transfer first. Julian Alvarez transfer. Julian, when the president of Real Madrid said if he regained his presidency, he's going to make a world record bid of 150 million euro. Is it euro? Yeah, I think it's euro. But then that is the euro. And that's a world record transfer fee, right? Yeah. And there was a lot of speculation going on. Everybody was wondering who it's going to be. Was it Olise? And everything was leading to that kid. I mean, like, fantastic kid. He would have probably deserved it for real. You know what I mean? Looking at him at Crystal Palace, leaving Crystal Palace to Bayern Munich, becoming almost unplayable right now. You know what I mean? If somebody bid 150 million euro for him, you could say, well, guess what? That kid has put himself in that market. You know what I mean? He's deserving of what's going on there for him right now. He has put himself in that position. So when we thought that was the situation, but it wasn't. To my understanding is this. Before I even go there, the bid was made from Real Madrid to Atletico Madrid for Julian Alvarez, 150 million euro, and it was rejected. Let's say, and my understanding is there's a long time pact between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid that they will not go after each other players. Gentleman's agreement, nothing in writing, as far as my knowledge is concerned. Just a gentleman agreement that, hey, guess what? We will not go after each other players. Because remember, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid is like Tottenham and Arsenal. Direct rival. Direct rival. You know what I'm saying? And that would be like a Soul Campbell situation. And that gonna cause bad blood and hatred. So this is my thing on the whole situation, and I'm gonna be real and honest with you guys about it. I think it's a publicity stunt. I think it's a smoke screen. I think the president always knew that he was never ever gonna get Julian Alvarez. I think it was just something that he did to win the election, because when people are speculating who this player gonna be, who is it gonna be that this man got splash out so much money on? You know what I mean? And it would be wise, because that's a lot of money. And he said that's a starting bid as well. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money to go and splash out on some players. That's ridiculous money, right? Splashing it out on Julian Alvarez, that plays for Atletico Madrid, I think he knew it was never going to happen. So he didn't have any intention of spending that money anyway on one player. I think he knew that was never going to happen. Atletico said no. Jordan said Real Madrid don't want Alvarez. They are trying to screw Barcelona. They're not going to buy him either. As I said, it's just a publicity stunt for me. Barcelona ain't going to get him either. Neither Real Madrid or Barcelona are going to get him, because Atletico Madrid is not going to set him to a direct rival like that. Those two are direct rivals. You know what I mean? And what you are trying to win, the competition that these two have been winning over and over and over. Why sell your best player to them to strengthen their team so they can become way better than you? So you definitely will never win the league then. You understand what I'm saying? So I think what they're doing is good for football. You know what I mean? No matter what the money, don't sell to your direct rival like that. You know what I mean? So my hats off to them for that. Wait, can they maintain it? You know what I mean? I don't know, because Julian Alvarez wants to go to Barcelona. So that kind of shuts Arsenal out of the conversation as well. So, you know what I mean? Those are some of the situations that's going on with that. And it's one to keep your eyes on, because you may never know how it end up. You may never know how it end up. So let's see. Real Madrid want to force Barcelona to pay more than the 150. I don't think Barcelona going to pay not even at 150. They bid 100 and it was rejected. But I don't know how much higher than that Barcelona going to be going, to be honest with you. Jordan said the only club I see Alvarez going to is PSG or Arsenal, or he will stay at Atletico. Well, the only club he's going to, because those are probably the only club that can afford him. And those are probably some of the only clubs that Atletico is willing to sell him to. That's a part of the situation as well. Even so, even selling him to an Arsenal or a PSG is still a gamble, because those are direct rivals as far as the Champions League is concerned. So it's not safe. It's just not safe for them at all, no matter how you take it. You know? So yeah. That's my take on the situation. As I said, Florence, I think it's a publicity stunt. He always knew that this was never going to happen. He was never going to get Alvarez. You know what I mean? But he wanted to prove himself that he was going to make the bid, and he did. You know what I mean? That was part of his presidential election campaign. So he did. You know what I mean? No, they said no, let's move on. You know what I mean? They said no, so let's move on. I think that's the situation where it's at right now with him. All right. Yes. All right, we're still on transfer, people. We're still on transfer. We have so much transfers to talk about. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. There's two players that I want to talk about that are kind of linked. One Arsenal player and one Real Madrid player. But before we go there, let's talk about the link. Let's talk about the transfer link with Yildiz. The transfer link with Juventus is Yildiz. Arsenal fans, let's do this from a fan base because we fans have our dream signings too. We have our players that we think we want and our players that we think we should buy. You know, we have them kind of players as well. And Yildiz was one of that player for Arsenal fans since last season, right? When he wasn't even this huge as yet. But you all know that Arsenal fans always have a hyper talent. You know what I mean? And we've been gassing up this youngster for a little bit now. And we've been squeezing this fruit to ripe. It is now ripe. And it's ready to be picked. Arsenal have made an inquiry about the availability of Yildiz. And Juventus swiftly tell them he is not for sale. But as I mentioned earlier on, is he actually not for sale? Juventus is not in the Champions League, by the way, people. Juventus doesn't have that Champions League money. Juventus didn't win the league, so they don't have that luxury of telling a team in a Champions League position, a team that are the champions of their domain, which Arsenal is a champion of England. No. They don't have that kind of luxury to outright say no. They do. But guess what? They did. But guess what? I think it's a bargain strategy. I said no. So this is what you need to do. Convince me. That's all it is. I said no. So what you need to do now is convince me otherwise. So if Arsenal really want this kid bad enough, Yildiz, all they need to do is put their money where their mouth is. Is there a talent? Is a fantastic talent. What does he have over Gabriel Martinelli? He has skill. He's skilled than Gabriel Martinelli. You know what I mean? He doesn't have pace and he doesn't have power over Gabriel Martinelli. So Gabriel Martinelli has pace and power over this kid. What does he have over Trossard? That's another story because Trossard pretty much has technical ability that this kid don't have. You know what I mean? The only thing that he had over Trossard is age. He only have age over Trossard right now because Trossard is getting there, right? Would I like to see my Arsenal? Of course, I would. Definitely would. He's a 21-year-old kid, and he's going to get better. He's going to get way better. Trossard wasn't fast, but Trossard was devastating. I don't see a lot of these wingers fast. A lot of these wingers are fast, and a lot are not. We don't have the luxury of the Manchester City two wingers that are just pacey. You know what I mean? How about Kvaratskhelia? I don't think Kvaratskhelia moving fast. He's just a skillful player. Just a very, very skillful player. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So that's the situation. What's going on with that? You know what I mean? So yeah. Johnny said, I don't want Yildiz. I'll be honest. He is young and Serie A to Premier League is a big jump. If you look at the whole situation, Jordan, a lot of players have been making the jump from Serie A to the Premier League and they've been doing well. Look at Tonali. You know what I mean? Look at California. A lot of these players are making the jump. A lot of these, they're making the jump. I remember that he plays in Serie A, but he's not an Italian. He's a Turkish. You know what I mean? So trust me, it can be a lot of difference in the whole scenario. Doublish in the building. What's going on, Doublish? What's going on? Have you seen the video room? And of course, my eyes ain't big for nothing, you know. My eyes ain't big for nothing. We have that on the topic right here to talk about too. We've been here for a little bit, you know, Doublish. We've been here for 36 minutes already. You know what I mean? So you miss a lot of the talking. You know what I mean? Jordan been here chilling with me. I don't know who else is here. People are just here chilling and not saying anything. People, drop some comments in the box now. Drop some comments in the box so we know the person that are here with us, chilling with us. While you're at it, make sure you're liking the channel. It does help if you like the channel. It helps to spread. It helps to boost the algorithm pretty much. You know what I mean? So the channel can keep on getting recommended and stuff like that. So make sure you all like the channel. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, man. Yeah, man, do the damn thing, man. Hit the subscribe button. Yeah. Honestly, I'll take Vinny because he is a good player, but I don't want him. Make up the mind, man. Anyway, being that WH came and he jump start the gun, let's jump right into the Vinny situation, people. Right into the Vinny situation. This is what I'm saying. Arsenal Football Club has grown a lot. When I say we have grown, we have grown. Last year, we wanted a left winger. We did. But we would not dare call the name of Vinny Jr. We wouldn't dare do that. We would not dare inquire about Vinny Jr. So because we couldn't dare, you see, small club mentality. Last year, small club mentality. Because we couldn't dare call the name of Vinny Jr., we went for the second best player there, Rodrigo. Rodrigo was getting barely game time. Vinny have him rubbing the bench like, you know what I mean? Vinny have him rubbing the bench. You know what I mean? And that's the player that we were inquiring about and stuff like that. Still a fantastic player. Of course, we do understand that. But the prime was Vinny Jr. But because of the situation where Arsenal club was last season, always run up. You know what I mean? Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. You know what I mean? Netflix FC. All that crap that we normally always call us and stuff like that. I mean, like, we could go for players. But we have a smart coach. Because of what's going on with us and these situations, what our coach did was, instead of going for that superstar, or those superstar, a couple of superstars, he went and he bulked up the squad. You know what I mean? So he went for endurance. You know what I mean? He went for the longevity. That's what he did. And it worked out in his favor. Now we are the Premier League champions. Fast forward. Fast forward to Arsenal being the Premier League champion. What does that mean? That means that we're no longer sitting on the floor. We're no longer picking up scraps and eating off the floor like some dog. You can't scrape no food on the floor and give us some more. You have to serve us a plate. We're no longer sitting on the floor. You have to give us a seat around the table. We're standing shoulder to shoulder with the Giants, the Real Madrid, the Barcelona, the Manchester City. We're standing shoulder to shoulder with the Giants in the game right now. So much so that the Giant can look at Arsenal Football Club and say, hey, what is the situation going on with California? Let us know what's going on with California. Only a Giant could have said something like that. California is a very important player to Arsenal. Very, very important player to Arsenal. Right? And as an important player like that to Arsenal, you will go and come because of your statue at the club and say, yo, that player over there, so I know it's one of y'all best players. It's probably y'all best left back, but I want him. What's going on with it? That's Giant mentality. That's Giant behavior. That's how Real Madrid behave. Real Madrid behave like a giant that they are. They are a giant. 15 UEFA Champions League, bro. That ain't no joke. That ain't no joke. So because I'm a giant, they make giant moves. They make giant moves. Can't for it. What's going on with them? All right. My thing is that Arsenal should say, hey, California is not a sale. The price tag that they put it. That's what I'm suggesting that Arsenal say to them. But Arsenal being a giant themselves, look at Real Madrid and say, okay, what's going on with Vinny? We kind of like him, and we need a left winger. We could have a conversation. A giant behavior, you know. Because we're talking about Real Madrid and we're talking about Vinny Jr., who are one of the key players in a Real Madrid. And Arsenal can look at Real Madrid and say, yo, what about with Vinny? We could get a talk off of Vinny. Let's have a conversation. What's going on with Vinny Jr.? That's a giant mentality. And in a Rodrigo situation no more. Vinny will step up off of the floor and will sit down around the table. We'll have discussion. You have to serve us in a plate. You have to present us knife and fork and give me a glass of wine while we go and sip while we're at it. That's all. Give me a glass of wine. Let us sip while we're at it, bro. We're now around the table. And that's how we sit down at the table and break bread with the elites. We're up solar. That's where we are. And because of that, Mikel Arteta has informed the hierarchies of Arsenal Football Club to do an investigation about Vinny Jr. and his availability and how we can go about getting it. It's just an inquiry, people. It's just an inquiry. But as I said, I'm excited about the whole aspect because Arsenal would have dared to do this last year. But because we're the English Premier League champions, we're the best team in England. We're the cream of the crop right now. We can do the damn thing. Of course, I feel good saying that too. Yeah, we can do the damn thing because of who we are. That is it. That is it. Let's go to the community. Let's go to the chat. I know Dublin should enter the building and all of them something. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let me carry it back. If Vinny Jr. comes to Arsenal, he will have to behave himself because Arteta is the one running the show. But that's the thing about, you have to understand. Sometimes people just need a change, you know. Arsenal is a family club, right? And unlike Real Madrid, where everybody's fighting for stardom, and you have to be a star here to shine and survive and all of that, it's not the case at Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club is a team. And you don't want to stuck out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? You want to blend in with the team. So I think Arsenal team spirit and team atmosphere will change a Vinny Jr. attitude. People, I know y'all say a lot about Vinny Jr. Y'all think that he's a troublemaker, but I don't. I don't. I mentioned it earlier on. When I look at a Vinny Jr., you know who I see? I see something close to a Ronaldinho. I see a player that plays with a smile on his face. I see a player that loves football. I see the player that, Vinny to me right now is the player that's carrying the game. That's Vinny to me right now. Vinny to me right now is like the player that is carrying football, the fun that football brings. Just like Ronaldinho was. Ronaldinho was carrying football. Ronaldinho was football himself. Ronaldinho was a magic in a football. After Ronaldinho, then you had Messi. That was kind of, you know what I mean? He never played with that smile and stuff like that. But then you had Neymar. You know what I mean? It's like these Brazilians know how to carry this game. How it's supposed to be carried. You know what I mean? So I think Vinny Jr. is a very fantastic player. You know what I mean? A player that loves the sport and a player that plays the sport for fun. Yeah, he probably get a whole heap of money, but he still plays for fun. And as long as they don't take the fun out of the football goes nice. Promise you guys. I'll be happy with Vinny and Matheus Fernandez or Tonali, even if that's all we get. Hey, those are big signs. Those are two big signings, man. If you get a Vinny, which is the left wing position that we want to cover so bad, you know what I mean, and Tonali or Matheus, that's a good win now. We still need a 10 though. We still think we need a 10. You know what I mean? So the problem with that would do Rodgers. Because I don't see them signing Rodgers as no left winger. You know what I mean? I don't see them signing Renders as no left winger. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching this Andrew fella, and he has quality, you know. Yeah, that's for sure, man. I like it. I like Andrew, man. I like Andrew. You know what I mean? I do like Andrew. And when what's it, Ethan Waneri went to France. When Ethan Waneri went to France, I was kind of excited, you know, because I'm saying, okay, he's gonna go over there, he's gonna see what Hendrick is doing, and he's gonna step up his game because they're two young lads over there and they're gonna take the league by storm. That was my hope for Ethan. Didn't happen. You know what I mean? But watching what Hendrick was doing and watching Ethan gone over there, I was having hope that he would have get it done. You know what I mean? I would trust me, my fingers was crossed. I was crossing my fingers and yes, he's gonna get it done. It's gonna happen. But unfortunately, it didn't. You know what I mean? It didn't happen. And it's such a shame, man. Such a shame, really. Really wanted to see it happen. Really wanted Ethan Waneri to make a statement. Really, really wanted it. But hey, I guess it wasn't to be. Roman. Yeah, but Hendrick is a fantastic player. You know what I mean? I don't know what's the situation with Hendrick though, because I was listening where they say Morocco, was it Morocco that is at? One of them France team, and a full agreement with Real Madrid and stuff like that. But after that, I think I was reading where Jose Mourinho blocked it. You know what I mean? Says a part of his plans. I don't know. If I was looking at the whole situation, I was like wondering, why would Real Madrid let this kid leave? You know what I mean? Why would they let this kid leave? That don't make sense. They didn't even have a buyback clause. They had a sellout clause, but not a buyback clause. But yeah, I don't know. I like a player who can play striker and Hendrick is a fantastic shooter off the ball as well. Trust me, this kid, that's a profile that we need to be looking at for real. No joke about that. I'm not even lying. I highly doubt Califlor would leave. I don't think Califlor would want to go nowhere. I doubt it. Dublish, Vinny is not very clinical. Man, I don't know about him as striker. He is a great form. He's great from the wing and also very creative. That's what we're looking for. And Vinny may not be clinical, but he will score. You know what I mean? He's going to get all those chances. He's going to score one or two of them. And with Arsenal, that create chances, Vinny's going to score goals. If that's something that materializes. You got to know it's key part of this team, and even play like Saliba have turned down the opportunity to go to Real. Real Madrid is not that big anymore, man. Real Madrid is just, you know what I mean? Real Madrid is not that big of a club anymore that they once was. They're still a big club, but the Real Madrid of the past, people don't look up on Real Madrid no more. Is it they're looking in front or they're looking down? You know what I mean? But Real Madrid is not a club that people look up on and think, oh, they're untouchable, they're way up there. It doesn't work like that anymore. And people have no fear factor in this Real Madrid team no more. You know what I mean? So yeah. Vinny is great for finding goals. Vinny will score goals, man. Come on, you can't tell. Look at what he's been doing in Brazil. You know what I mean? He will. He's good. Vinny is good. I love Vinny at Arsenal. I've always said when Arsenal is doing well, we are one of the most appealing clubs in the world to players. I really think we are top 6 most attractive club in football. I agree with you 100%, Jordan. I do. If Vinny didn't come to us, he'll probably be the most hated player in the world if he isn't out. He is already. What? He is already. So Arsenal is a perfect destination for him. Arsenal is the most hated club in the world. Vinny is one of the most hated players. So, oh, come on, man. That's a match made in heaven. That's a match made in heaven, man. California is not going anywhere. I don't think he is. We've got to be the most attractive club right now. Got a big project coming on in the next few years. We play in the best league in the world and come so close to UEFA Champions League. Yeah, we're going to, trust me, a lot of players are going to be looking at us. You know what I mean? Yelvin and Yelvin's best two players in the world football for me. I know Kvaratskhelia and Dembele are getting their love, but they are not as skillful as those two. Kvaratskhelia is not as skillful? Are you sure? Come on, man. Kvaratskhelia? No, bro. Kvaratskhelia is skilled, man. I think the difference between Dembele, Kava, and Vinny, Yamal is just a work rate. Vinny and Yamal are better players, but Kava definitely seems like he tries a lot more. I think it comes down to. Okay. Marina can't keep all these players. They will have to sell. I don't think Marina wants to keep all these players either. You know what I mean? Marina is not that kind of coach. I think Marina is going to shape the team how he wants it. And them kind of players are not really, all them kind of players, you know what I mean, is Marina going to get rid of some of them to get who he wants. You know what I mean? Marina have a profile player. Number one, Marina going to need an African player for his striker. You know what I mean? Marina love to have an African. He said it himself, said he love to have an African player as his striker. Everywhere he goes, he normally tend to try to do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You can just look forward to Marino making some changes. Trust me. Dumlish, that's a good point. Yeah. They bought Marino to manage a big ego. You have to understand, you got to let go of some of these big old egos to manage it sometimes. Sometimes you got to let go in order to gain control. You know what I mean? Riley, are you planning on doing a fantasy league for the World Cup? For the World Cup, no, that's too close. World Cup is on Thursday. You know what I mean? But Jordan, weren't you supposed to figure out that fantasy or that PF the football thing for us to figure out? Jordan is the one that I think is going to be responsible for enlightening me about all of that. Jordan, what do you think? You update? Jordan gonna figure it out, bring it to me, and then we're gonna figure it out and get it together. All right, so Jordan gonna get that together, and Jordan gonna get back at me, and when me and Jordan figure it out, then we'll get to the community and let the community know what's going on. All right, so yeah, that's Jordan for you should set up a Discord server. It would be great for keeping a community for notification and things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that as well. I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna do a WhatsApp group or something. I'm gonna do some stuff to get the community gelling, you know what I mean, and all that. But we're gonna work on a lot of stuff and make it work out. You know what I mean? The community is growing, the channel is growing, you know what I mean? The channel coming up to a landmark very soon. You know what I mean? Channel coming up to a landmark very soon. So, you know what I mean? And we are improving, we're getting better, you know what I mean? And we always want to improve and we want to keep on getting better. You know what I mean? We have certain goals that have been set. And as I said, a couple of them coming up very shortly. And y'all gonna see. I mean, y'all have been a fantastic part of our journey. You have been here with us right through. You know what I mean? Right through. And my growth is your growth. You know what I mean? This channel is not just about me, it's about us. You know what I mean? It's about us. This is a family channel to me. You know what I mean? And I value family a lot. So I do appreciate every single member of this community. You know what I mean? Just so you guys know. You know what I mean? You guys are very, very valuable to me. And I appreciate you guys a lot. And give you some feedback. I'm still working on it and give you some feedback. I don't know how those come together, Johnny. I don't know how they come together. Giga in the building, Giga to France winning the World Cup. They might be, you know what I mean? They're a good team. I think the World Cup probably gonna be I'm a supporter of Brazil, always been. You know what I mean? So I'm never ever gonna call out Brazil. out of this World Cup. You know what I mean? Always been a supporter of Brazil. France is a very strong team. Spain is also a very strong team. And I don't know, for some reason, the Dutch team is every single World Cup, this Dutch team is a dark horse that just can't seem to win it. Just can't seem to win it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. WTF was good. Saliba seems important for France. Saliba is important. Come on, we're talking about the Rolls Royce of football here. We're talking about one of the best football, one of the best, if not the best defender in football. You know what I mean? We're talking about William Saliba. Come on, man. Come on. You know, hey, we going soon have to put some respect on his name. We're going soon have to start calling Mr. William Saliba. Put some respect on his name. You know what I mean? Of course. Let me tell you what I like about William Saliba. Real Madrid is appealing. Real Madrid has been appealing and is appealing to a lot of footballers. Lots of footballers. Saliba is good enough to walk into any team on this planet. Any team on this planet, Saliba walk in that starting level just like that. And Real Madrid, every single year, every single transfer window, Real Madrid came back in. One factor. Do you guys realize that since Saliba has been at Real Madrid, this is the first transfer window that his name has not been called with Real Madrid? First transfer window, his name has not been called with Real Madrid. Why? And I'll tell you why. It's because Arsenal are no longer a baby. Arsenal Football Club is now a grown man. Adult. That's what we are now. We were like the children in front of these Real Madrid, so they come and they pick out what they want. You know when you climb a tree and the tree full of fruits, and you go inside that tree and just pick the fruits that you want and ignore the ones that you don't want. That's what Real Madrid used to do to clubs like Arsenal. But guess what? They can't even climb this tree no more. You know what I mean? They can't even climb this tree no more. Mind sharp Arsenal want to go over Real Madrid, climb their tree, and try to pick out their fruits. You know what I'm saying? Saliba is an untouchable in Arsenal Football Club. So it doesn't matter who you are. Making an inquiry about him is pointless. Pointless. There are 5 untouchables in Arsenal Football Club. 5. William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, and our keeper, David Raya. 5 untouchables. Bidding for them is pointless. That's where it's at now. Arsenal has grown. Arsenal is now a giant. Back to the giant statue that we're supposed to be, that we always have been. And people might say, oh, after one league, I'll feel like it's okay. Look at the parades and you'll understand who we are. Just look, man. Come on, open your eyes. Open your eyes. I predict after the World Cup that Brazil would win it 2026. I don't know whether to still back that or back France to win it. I'm still always going to back Brazil. I'm sorry. It's just who I am. I'm a Brazilian. I told you, Brazil was the first football game I've ever watched in my entire life. Brazil. On TV. That was the first game I watched at Brazil TV. And me and Brazil been like this ever since. You know what I mean? And then, shortly after that, I fall in love with Arsenal. Arsenal kind of overtake Brazil still with love. Arsenal is my first football love. You know what I mean? Then Brazil. Then Jamaica. For real. No joke. There's the walls of Jericho. Yeah, man, the walls of Jericho. Ain't nobody climbing over that. Ain't nobody climbing over that. No. No way all day. John, if France will win the World Cup, I took Messi and cheated referees to top France last World Cup, and even still, I don't know, Jordan. Hey, let's just me personally last season. So I'm just going to give respect to where respect is due to the champs. You know what I mean? The defending champions, Argentina, because I'm a Brazilian. So, you know, to see Argentina win it was not my favorite thing to see. You know what I mean? But I was kind of okay with it. You know what I mean? Being that, even though I'm not a Brazil, I'm not an Argentina fan. I do like Messi because I like the way Messi play football. You know what I mean? So it was good to see Messi having a World Cup and which is that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was just kind of good to see that. France are just too powerful. Let's see. And guess what? The teams that are going to take down France are going to be some sympathy. One of the dark horse of this World Cup is going to be Japan people. Remember, Japan football, as they call it, soccer, Japan footballers keep on improving year after year after year. Keep an eye on Japan. Remember, I tell you, keep an eye on Japan. These Japanese want to be the best in everything. And I think, just keep an eye on Japan and you will see. People remember to hit the like button, okay? Hit that like button. You know what I mean? If you have not done so yet, hit the like button. It helps to spread the channel across YouTube. All right, so go ahead, man. Do the damn thing, man. Do what is right. Do what is right. Hit the like button. Where am I? Portugal is a good show too. Yeah, Portugal might be. I'm kind of on the fence with that. If Brazil win, Big Gabby could be a shout, depending how crucial he is. Big Gabby is always going to be a shout, man. That man is a steal, man. You know what I mean? That man is a steal. Big Gabby is always going to be there, no matter what. Trust me. Big Gabby ain't winning no Ballon d'Or. Or if Brazil win it, they will give it to Vinny. No, Vinny ain't getting that. Vinny ain't getting that. That'll be somebody from the Champions League final. You know what I mean? Vinny ain't getting that, bro. Who knows? Big Gabby might get it. Who knows? Ecuador will be a dark horse. Might be. They have some good players. You can hope all you want. France has too much depth. I understand. I do understand. I'm not denying that. You know what I mean? I also said that I like France team. I started loving France team from Thierry Henry days. And I mean, Thierry Henry was the one that really introduced me to France. You know what I mean? Football. And I started loving France team since then. So whenever my World Cup is going on, I normally back Brazil. And if Brazil is out, I normally back France. You know what I mean? But whenever France playing, I always want them to win. Whenever Brazil playing, you know, I'm a Brazilian, so I always want them to win. I was kind of split when both of them was playing. I think what was it? I think it was a '98 World Cup when they played each other. You know what I mean? It was kind of hard. You know what I mean? But yeah. Honestly, I feel like Norway will flop as a dark horse. I don't think Norway is a dark horse, man. I think Norway just have. I don't think Norway is a dark horse, to be honest with you. It don't matter about their striker or the midfielder. You know what I mean, what? I don't think they have much more to give. You know what I mean? I don't think they're a dark horse. And that's just me saying. I'm probably talking nonsense. Who knows? France can start Mbappe, Olise, Doué, Dembele, Bruno, Turkey, Barcola, Thuram, And these guys, it's over. Hey, I get it. I get it. France is powerful. I know, I see it. You know what I mean? I do get it. But you still have to understand, it starts to the team, meeting an all-rounded team. It's a different situation. Look at the PSG and Arsenal game. The PSG is a star-studded team, and Arsenal is just an all-rounded team. And they couldn't score against them in open play. So you have a lot to think about when they come on to these days. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Now we will get grouped or go out in the round of 16. I don't see now where no backpass, to be honest. No, I'm happy they're in the World Cup though. You know what I mean? Let's see what Haaland can do. All right, what season did you become an Arsenal fan? I don't even remember what season. You know what I mean? I don't even remember the exact season, you know what I mean? But I've been an Arsenal fan. I've seen the Invincibles. Before Wenger, the thing about it is this: we never used to get the luxury of watching the games. You know what I mean? So saying you was an Arsenal fan was just saying based on the name and the club that you chose. You know what I mean? Remember, cable hasn't been around since like forever. You know what I mean? So we started getting most of the games back in the Invincibles, Jana, back in after Wenger Jana. You know what I mean? When cable started moving around and getting more frequent and more popular all over the place. You know what I mean? So it's been a minute though. It's been a minute. As I said, I've always mentioned that I've never actually supported another football club. You know what I mean? Actually, I don't actually like another football club, to be honest with you. I'm just a selfish person when it comes to Arsenal. That's it. Johnny said I was born an Arsenal fan. Well, Johnny, you're English. You know what I mean? We got to learn about this team and grow into them and support like that. So, yeah, I think I was born an Arsenal fan too, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Or I just came and it was Arsenal. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just Arsenal. My dad is a Liverpool fan, actually. And that's the thing. My dad is a Liverpool fan. Yeah. My sister is an Arsenal fan. I never actually asked her if she get it from me, you know. My sister is an Arsenal fan. My brother is my brother is a Real Madrid fan. You know what I mean? So it's just a football world that is split. You know what I mean? Very, very split. My brother used to laugh at me constantly. You know what I mean? About his stars, so his Real Madrid team with the Champions League and all that shit, and Arsenal never won it. You know what I mean? It used to be rough. It used to be rough. It used to be rough. Yeah. I only started paying attention to the league and stuff in 2018-19. Before that, I would just occasionally watch games and wanted the red team to win. 2018 World Cup that really got me paying attention to football. I was born a football man. I was born a football fan. Trust me. That I can tell you, I was born a football fan. I did nothing more but football. I eat, sleep, drink, everything football. You know what I mean? And one time I thought I would make it to the big leagues. You know what I mean? That's how good I was. Until that's why they said sometimes you not to share your dreams with people. You know, I remember sharing that dream with because I was always close to football teams as a young lad because I was good. So I was that good. So I was always able to hang around them. And I was keeping up the ball. And I was like 150. I mean, like at about 8 years old and stuff like that. 8, 10 years old, something like that. I remember saying to them, I'm going to play for my country. I'm going to play for Jamaica. And I never forget, the person said to me that you'll never make it for Jamaica. Our best footballer back then was this guy, very talented name. His name is Kevin, we call him Sledge. Very, very talented. And the person said to me, look at Sledge, very, very talented. Never made the national team. So why would you think you could make it? You know what I mean? When you sell your big dream to small-minded people, that's what happened. So sometimes you have your vision and your dream inside there and keep it there. Because you'll sell it to a small-minded people and they'll crush it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but, that's just some stories and all of that. People, we have come to the end of this magnificent night. You know what I mean? Reasoning with the community and the fam. It's been fun. It's been love. You know what I mean? It's been entertaining. I'm happy that you guys stayed with me. I'm happy for the conversations. You know what I mean? We get to catch up. Oh, a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Thank you guys a lot. The new Champions League format suits Arsenal because of the league-like style. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to call it a quiz for the night, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for sticking around, man. It's been a pleasure. You know what I mean? We're back to our everyday stream now. So make sure you guys' notifications are on so you guys can jump on whenever we are here on the live. You know what I mean? It was a great stream. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It makes sense that the Champions League is an actual league. Okay. Big up yourself, Jordy, big up yourself, Doblish, big up everybody big up all the silent watchers, you know what I mean, the ones that have been on it all night and said nothing to us, you know what I mean, it's okay, you know what I mean, you can put your input tomorrow, it's fine, my space bar stopped working, no worries, man, it's all good, but guys, appreciate the love, appreciate the support. We do it again tomorrow. As I said, the stream continues constantly now. We will be doing watch along on Thursday for the opening of the World Cup. Make sure you guys are there. Big up, everybody. This is Riley's World. It was a pleasure. Peace, guys. I'm out.